Sup? It's me. If you're watching this, I'm going to be talking about House of the Dragon episode 3. Actually, just saw it this morning. I didn't watch it when it first came out. And again, another great episode. I'm probably going to be saying that every week. It's just a great episode after another. Um, First thing we're going to be talking about is the hunt. A lot of interesting things happened at the hunt. The one thing I thought was really interesting was the fact that Rhaenyra went out and killed a boar, if that's what you call the animal. Even though, yeah, he had a bit of help from Sir Lancelot. I don't know his name. I forgot his name already. I already know he's going to be an important character, but what I got from that is that once she killed the boar and brought the boar back to the camp, I don't know. It could be two reactions that could kind of affect her standing in the kingdom. One, for others, they may see her in a different light, a worse light. A woman who likes to kill animals. That's not very ladylike. So it could put more people against her, considering she is the heir. Or for others, for some men, it may put her in a better light. A woman that has backbone, a woman that's not afraid to get her hands dirty. That's some things you need for a king. So it could be two different reactions. Personally, I thought it was really badass. Like she killed the thing herself. She basically did do majority of the work. She held it down, and then stabbed it a bunch of times. Um, that was what I got from the hunt. To be honest with you, you can also just see that the king is slowly just declining mentally, just becoming a bit more rigid, um, with his whole relationship with his daughter, and Daemon starting a war without his permission, which makes him look bad because he hasn't done anything to really stop it. He can't do anything to stop it. So now his whole question of being the king is now becoming more apparent every year. And it's crazy that it's already been like 2-3 years since now he has a son. But from what we know, even though he has a son now, it still seems like he's gonna try and keep Rhaenyra to still be the heir. I may be totally wrong on that, but enough of the hunt. This is gonna be brief, but Alicent, I'm still wondering on where her character is gonna go. Obviously, she got into the marriage because of her father. She almost everything she does has been influenced by her father to get into the king's to get king's blood into his family to become, I guess, more powerful. She's gonna be influencing him a lot, I imagine. She already influenced him to send aid to Daemon to help against the Crab War, that war he's fighting. That was basically, if she wasn't there, if she wasn't the wife, he probably would have just let them die. That's what I imagine. But that's what the king would have done, just let them die. But Alicent being there, actually, he did something a good man would do. But I'm still wondering. I'm wondering if Alicent's gonna be someone who's just kind of stuck in the middle, or may take more of her own actions in the future. Because right now, everything she's done has been set by her father, not really by her. She's in a tough situation. That may change over time. I feel like she's going to become more conniving in the future, in my opinion. More of a threat to maybe Rhaenyra. She already is one, but I don't know. Alicent is one of my favorite characters in the show, right next to Rhaenyra and Daemon. I like Daemon, one, because he's also a great character, but two, if you've never watched the Doctor Who, when he was the Doctor for like a time, yeah, he's just one of my favorite actors out there. And going into the final thing I want to talk about, the war against the Free Cities, or the Three Cities, that pretty much had a lot to do with the Valerians, and then aligning with Daemon's dragon to try and beat these enemies. the whole war itself, because it was supposed to never happen again, makes King Viserys look very bad. And the fact that he gave in and sent them help, it makes it look even worse. Because now, not only did they not listen to you, and they're going out to war, instead of punishing them or doing something a king should do to establish dominance, you're gonna send them help. It just shows a bad message, um, to the crown, and it makes it worse because now that he sent the help, Daemon does probably the most significant thing in the whole episode is trick the enemies into thinking they're surrendering, and then do probably the biggest sin you can do in war: lie that you're surrendering. I imagine it's happened many times in history, but I imagine that was like something that was a big no-no. And basically win, trick them, have a bit of help and aid from the Valerians, and I think a dragon showed up at the end. That was cool, and win quickly before the rest of the help from his brother came in. It's crazy because it's like instead of waiting for it, he would rather die or lose the war than accept any more help from his brother. Just to make himself look better. If it doesn't make himself look better or increase his chances of being on the throne, then it's pointless. And the fact that he does win this war, a war that was supposed to never happen, that was decided by the king that it wasn't worth it, and now that he did it and won, I imagine the people are going to be more in Daemon's favor. It's gonna be interesting. I'm still just surprised that whole fight scene, that whole scene with Daemon just slashing down soldiers one by one was probably the most badass thing I've seen in a while. But yeah, it's not looking good for Viserys right now. Not at all. I may have missed a few things. I always miss a few things. So I kind of just jot down a few things that come to my mind to put on a post-it note. But if there's any other stuff that I may have missed or something else that could be different that maybe you disagree with, comment. But yeah, that's it. Yeah.